Welcome to Talking Heads on USA Global TV, starring the one and only wonderful Dr. JACALYN. It's a prestigious place where world-class influencers and experts meet, and where you'll find the most trusted advisors and coaches for all things in life and business. Visit usaglobaltv.com to sign up for our newsletter, get the value you need, and be first in line to learn about events and giveaways and other valuable content. Connect with us. Email Dr. JACALYN at usaglobaltv.com to talk about how you can become part of USA Global TV. That's USA Global TV, where the doctor is always in.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to USA Global TV and Radio. I'm Dr. JACALYN KERBECK, and our show today is the business talk show, the only place to be for everything about business. This is our 90th episode. How exciting is that? And normally I would be sharing this celebration with my co-host, Mr. CINI, who has the day off, and he'll be back in probably 2 or 3 weeks. So we are blessed to have Mr. Roland FRIEDL, who is rolling through Europe in his RV. He's joining us as co-host. Let's welcome him to the program. Hi, Roland.
Hi, Dr. JACALYN. Great to see you again.
Nice to see you as well. I'm so excited because you're always somewhere different, somewhere new, living that wireless life rocks lifestyle that you have. So before we bring out our guest, who is also a team member here at USA Global TV, Cathy Fulton, I just want to have you share with our audience a little bit about your background. You are a co-host here with the Mallorca Connection, which our show is on Tuesdays. You're also an expert presenter on our Talking Heads platform, and you're an elevated listener. Yay, the trifecta. I love it. What this means is Roland is someone you want to get to know. He listens, he's authentic, he's genuine, and he makes things happen. Roland, what else can you share with our audience about how you help your clients?
Yeah, hello, everyone. Yeah, wherever you're joining us. My name is Roland. As you can hear from my accent, I'm not an English native speaker. I'm born in a beautiful small country in the middle of Europe, in Austria. And yeah, I dedicated my life to support other people, make other life people better, their business better. From my background, after university, I had a very fast career in the corporate world. I was the youngest member of board of director of a huge company, had a very fast career, made a lot of money, but I wasn't happy. I was so exhausted every night I came home on the weekends. I wasn't really present. At the time, I had a young family, 3 little boys, and I wasn't really present. I was so exhausted, addicted to some stuff to compensate it. And I made a decision very early, and I said, okay, I leave corporate world, I get out, I run my own businesses. So I was founding different business in different areas and different industries, because I'm always very interested in learning about different stuff. And yeah, and then 3 decades ago, I started my training company from the background that I was training my own stuff. I had 8,000 people around the globe working. I don't like the word for me. We work together as a team, let's say it like that. And I trained my own stuff because I wasn't happy with what I got on the market. There was too much theory, too much sophisticated, no practical one. So I trained my own stuff. And by the way, an executive from Xerox came to me and asked me if I can train his staff worldwide, and then other big companies came to me. So my team and myself, we train all over the globe in, I don't know, quite sure, in 8 or 9 different languages. So to make a long story short is we not only help organizations and the leaders to perform much better in sales or market shares, whatever, in communication. I dedicate my life to support these executives also for a more purposeful and happy life, meaning that when they come home to their beloved ones in the evenings or on the weekends, to be really energized and being present for their kids, their beloved ones. So yeah, that's my main mission that drives me. We also run a coaching companies for people who want to have the same, you call it, Dr. JACALYN, wireless lifestyle. I sometimes call it a real lifestyle like myself. I love to travel. My slogan is, the world is my place, my home and my office. So I travel from many years. And now I'm traveling in my RV around Europe. I work from there remotely. I love that. And I also build up a platform, Sparing for Men, where men have a safe environment where they can share their emotions, their role as a man, whatever. And we bring this on USA Global TV, Wild at Heart, the men's show. I'm very excited about that, coming soon.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. I'm excited about the men's show as well. It's a show for men, by men, about men. And we also have our women's show. It's starting today, folks. That's right, at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, 9 p.m. British Summer Time. It's called A Woman's Prerogative. And our next guest is actually one of the panelists on the show. So let me just share a little information about our next guest. Her name is Cathy Fulton, and she was actually initially a guest on another show that we had, and I believe it was Fashion, Travel, and Fitness. So she was introduced to the platform through a mutual friend. I loved what she was sharing and the way she carries herself, and her story is so inspirational that I contacted her and asked her if she would like to consider being a co-host on our platform. And she is. She's the co-host of What's Trending, which is really fantastic. And I'm really excited to be able to have her here with us today because she has quite a story herself. And I think many people will be very inspired by hearing it. Welcome to the show, Cathy Fulton. Hello.
Hey, good afternoon.
Hi, Cathy. Great to see you.
Hi.
So nice to see you. And notice I didn't say anything about what it is you do for a living yet. We're keeping that as a little surprise. But welcome to the business show. It's nice to have you.
Oh, no, thank you for having
Welcome.
me. I'm delighted to be here.
So, in addition to being a co-host, as I mentioned, on a show called What's Trending, Cathy is also an expert presenter on our Talking Heads platform. And you can watch both of Cathy's shows tomorrow, Thursday. And we're excited
That's
about
right.
that. So, Cathy, tell us a little bit about your background. You're an interior designer and you've had quite a journey getting to where you are today. You built up a 7-figure business. What's the backstory? We want to hear it.
Well, let's see. Where do I begin? Let's see. Let's just cut to the chase, and I'll just start from when I left my ex-husband. That'll grab your attention, right? So I had been married for 17 years. It was just no longer a fit for either one of us, and we had had a interior design architectural firm for the majority of the time that we were married. And so, but anyway, like I said, it was time to move on. And I just will never forget the day that I was about to throw the U-Haul into drive, and my little dog Libby was sitting on my lap, and he came running out and just told me in multiple different ways that I was never, ever going to make it without him. And so, and along with a lot of other words. And for me, and like I've said many times, I mean, I wasn't going to argue with him, but that lit a fire under me. And I was just determined that I was going to make it without him. And I was going to somehow, some way be successful. So moving on, fast forward, after a lot of tears, a lot of being knocked down and picking myself back up, I've been able to work with some of the best, and just experiences like I could have never even asked for, only hoped for. And so here it is, a total of 22 years later, and we're still going strong. So at the end of the day, really and truly, people ask, what is it that you do? And I always say, I help people find a way to create spaces that they love to live in, because to me, there is no better way to live.
And you're going to be there for most of your time. So it makes sense to be in an environment that really is reflective of you and that you feel great in.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, I get the whole thing of it's a lot of money to put into it. It's a lot of time that perhaps if you have to be under construction, that can be very painful to live through, as I'm living through a renovation myself right now. But at the end of the day, I've never had someone tell me, I wish I had never done this. They're always like, oh, I'm so glad it's over. And I'm so glad that we did this. They'll say that all in the same sentence. And I mean, to me, there's just nothing better than living in a space that speaks volumes as to who you are. Because a lot of people will ask me, like on an initial client interview, they'll say, so how do you design? What's your style? And I just basically turn it back around and say it's not about me. It really doesn't matter what my style is, because I'm not going to live there, number one. and number two, I'm not buying the things, you are. So let's figure this out together. And then they'll say, well, we don't have a style. And I'm like, that's what I'm here for. I will help you find a style. There's something that we can find in this whole wide world that speaks that speaks to you and really reflects who you are. So I guess what I'm really trying to say is I really want to develop a rapport with my clients. I want to have a great working relationship with them. Communication is huge with me, because it's just, this is a work in progress. It's like I always say, things look great on paper. We can lay out all the furniture, we can lay out all the accessories, but a lot of times when the stuff comes in, well, maybe the sofa needed to be over here, and maybe those accessories, we don't need them after all. So it's just really and truly a work in progress.
And who better to work on that progress is you, because you're the expert. You have extensive amount of experience. And I know we're going to take a look at some of your work, but the question I'd like to really have you delve into, and then Roland, please join in, is what is it like not only to have this incredible knowledge that really helps change people's lives, but to run a business? Running a business and the day-to-day, what actually goes into that. For people who are out there now, they're in their corporate jobs and they've had this dream, this passion that they're going to have their own business, but they have a hobby maybe they're doing on the side, or they have a passion for something that they're interested in. But to become a business owner, an entrepreneur, means you have to have certain skills, or you have to pay someone to bring in those skills, whether it's a lawyer, an accountant, numerous coaches. What's your experience been like that, Cathy, with that, Cathy?
Well, so in my life, just about everything that I have done is baptism by fire. I don't know why I operate that way, but I have. I guess I just, I don't know. I guess it's just the thrill of it. I don't know. I never have really been able to figure that out about myself. I always dive right in with my passion, and I love design. And I guess I'm just of the mindset that no matter how perfectly you think that you've got everything all planned out, the other shoe is most likely always going to drop. And so you better be quick on your feet. You better be able to pivot. You better be able to come up with a plan B, and all the while act like everything is going to be fine. Because I mean, think about in a restaurant. I mean, I can't imagine, I'm not a very good cook, but I can only imagine the chaos that goes on behind the scenes. I mean, they bring out this food and it looks phenomenal, but I'm sure at some point along the way, somebody broke a plate of food, somebody burned some food, but yet we never know. We never see that part, right? It's just the experience. Okay. So in my world, running a business, I mean, I pretty much do everything myself, because previously I tried hiring people and I would get frustrated and disappointed, and it's just better. Some people are just better running solo. And I just think that that's me. But so I do everything. I do all the ordering. I do all the designing. I take the trash out. I do everything. So my days are long. They start very, very early, around 5 o'clock in the morning. And usually I don't go to bed till 10 or 11. And, but it's just, that's the way that I'm wired. So if you're going to do this, you need to figure out, you really need to know yourself. Okay. So am I good if I end up having to do this all by myself? Do I know how to do the ordering? Do I know how to find the vendors? Can I get a responsive attorney, accountant, subcontractors, or whatever line of work that you're in? Because at the end of the day, really and truly, no matter how many people you hire and they are your employees, it's your brand and it's your success or it's your failure. So you just always have to keep your eye on the ball.
Yeah.
Great tips. Thank you. And Roland, as you know, coaching people, what are your comments?
Yeah, first of all, you're an example of so many times that what I don't understand, why so many men absolutely underestimate the potential of their wife. I don't understand this. We have to always put them down to feel better. So I see this so many times. And as a man, I don't understand it, because I was always there to encourage my partners, whatever they're doing, to support them, whatever it is. But anyway, for our audience, Katie, I want to go back with you a few years when you started your career, because I strongly believe success starts with making a decision, doing the first steps. So for those of you listening to us who say, okay, I'm in the same situation, divorced or not, I want to run a business. I can imagine that in the beginning you have some self-doubts, there's some obstacles in the way, some challenges. What's your secret or what's your rituals to overcome this and keep going and not giving up?
Well, I mean, that's a great question. I'm a very strong-headed person, but also coupled with my passion for design, because if you rewind back into the 70s, all of my training was per my mom, and that's a whole nother story. But so that's where the passion was ignited. And so I'm just the type of person, when I just feel like I know what I'm talking about, when I get excited about something, I can sell it. And I don't ask me why, but I just, I think the battle always begins in the mind. And it's like my mom has always taught me, you either can or you're going to tell yourself you can't, but can't never could. And so I think if you're telling yourself I can, that's just how you show up. And for me, I always show up, and I do not have an elaborate sales system. I show up with swatches of fabric, pieces of tile. Everything that I do is very interactive. We walk around the room, we talk about things. I mean, now my kitchen designs they're beautiful. They're 3D. So that's a completely different animal. But the other side of it is, I mean, that's just always the way that I've done. But I don't know. It's just when I'm passionate and I know and I feel like this is what you need to do, I guess people just don't want to argue with me. They just, for some reason, some reason, people just trust me. I guess it, but it's the difference of, I mean, because maybe you would agree, everything is sales. I don't care what line of work you're in. Everything is sales, because if you're not sold on your own idea, how are you going to pitch it to anybody else? And I don't know. I don't think that I'm pushy. Otherwise, I don't think people would work with me. But I just show up. I'm convinced. So you need to be convinced, and we need to do this now. And but I pride myself on. I mean, I get things done. I guess it's because it's that baptism by fire. And the other thing, Roland, the other part of me that you don't know about is, I mean, also when I went through my divorce, I mean, but when I left and he told me that I would never make it, there was the added bonus where I was left with no money, none, zero. And so I was going down a pathway. It was like a one-way train that I was headed towards being homeless very, very quickly. And so I mean, maybe at this point in my life, I need therapy. I mean, because that was like back in 2009, 2010 when I finally got divorced. But I mean, that is always stuck with me, and I don't ever want to be going down that one-way street again. And so I just, I don't know. I'm just like a train. I just keep going, and I don't know. I want to sell my ideas because I know that they will. I know that I'm convinced that they're going to be great. So
absolutely. And I also believe that you have to smell the dirt. You really have to be down, and then you're going up.
I have smelled a lot of dirt.
Yeah. I can believe. You know, because there's so many women out there have good ideas. Yeah, they're motivated, but what I will say, that they try to die in beauty. They say, no, I'm not good enough. And in this course, I have to learn this before I go out. My product is not perfect, but they never get started. And I believe that because the comfort zone is too cozy.
Right. Hey, you know what? There is, if you look at everything, I mean, there's nothing better than getting a paycheck once a month or every 2 weeks. I think that is marvelous. But if there's something inside of you, which there was with me for years, that I am made for more than this. I am better than this. And I am sick and tired of being sick and tired with listening to other people tell me that this is all we're going to pay you, or this is what the position is worth. And it's like, okay, well, that's fine. And those are your standards, but I don't have to accept that. And so I think you just really have to be fed up with your situation and figure, you know what, I'm going to jump off the building, and I'm going to follow my passion. I'm going to follow my dreams, and somehow, some way, I'm going to make it work. It doesn't just happen, as you know. I mean, you're going to face a lot of no's, but you have to have it in your mind that I know what I'm talking about, and I will do a magnificent job for you, and you're going to be thrilled that we work together. And but that's just me. And you know, other people will say, well, you know, you had this or you had that. No, you're looking, you think that what I have now is what I had then. I'm telling you, I had nothing. So if I can do it, anybody can do it. I'm telling you, it all starts up here. You either tell yourself.
I just want to share something. Thank you so much. I want to share something with our audience. These two people here today are extremely successful because they make things happen. Both of you never met before today, but I already saw qualities in each of you that are the same. And I love that. I feel like you're actually one person, a man and a woman, but really one person. And you keep me on task. You follow up with it. Did you get this done? Did you get that done? Did you call this person? Did you do this? And I love that. That's what it takes. And you can't be
we're prodding you.
Yes, you can't be in the shadows hiding. You have to be front and center and committed. And you both are driven, and you make things happen, and you lead with your hearts also. You're not doing it by your ego. So bravo to both of you.
Well, thank you. But I mean, you know, you do have to, you have to look for ways to, I mean, so a long time ago, when I first started, when I moved up here to Northern Virginia, it's a long story, but I'll shorten it. I was working on a project for a yacht club, and we were working on all of this. I was trying to design the exterior part of it with their outdoor furniture. Well, it didn't work out. for one reason or another. But the bottom line is they had blown their budget on, I think the wife spent all the money on the art. And there you have it. But anyway, I had developed a great rapport with the gentleman that was on lead for the outdoor furniture. And anyway, he said, gosh, I can't believe she did this, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, hey, it's okay. And you'll have other projects. And he goes, well, listen, let me tell you something. I have really enjoyed working with you. I love your follow-up. I love your ideas. And let me tell you something. I want you to write this number down. And so I wrote the number down, and he said, and then I want you to call this person. And so I said, okay. And I'm like, and what do I say? And he goes, all right. So this is a pool company, and I do not believe that they sell outdoor furniture. You need to hook up with them, and you need to see how you guys can work together. I said, okay, great. I'll let you know how it goes. I hung up the phone with him, and I dialed that number, and I said, hey, I'm Cathy Fulton. I was speaking with, I won't give all the names. And he said X. And I was wondering if I could make an appointment with you to see how we could work together. And so he said, okay, yeah, sure. So I showed up for the first meeting. He forgot all about it. Okay. So I called him while I was there in the office, and I'm like, hey, I guess it slipped your mind, but I'd like to make another appointment with you if you can. Okay. Second appointment, no show. Third time, I don't know, either I guilted him into it, but anyway, he showed up, and I just said, look, this is what I know about your business. I know that you're a luxury outdoor pool firm. And it's my understanding that you do not sell outdoor furniture to your clients. And he said, no, we don't. And I said, so if I'm understanding you correctly, you just sell them the pool and then you walk away. And he goes, yeah. And so I said, how about this? What if you give me your clients, let me work with them, and then we'll split the profit? And he was like, and so I don't know, he didn't hear me correctly. And he goes, I don't think that I can hire a designer right now. And I said, I don't want you to hire me. I don't want you to hire me. I want to work with your clients. I want to be able to set up meetings with them. I want to be able to design their exterior space, and then we will split the profit, because I can assure you there will be profit. And he's like, okay, so I don't have anything to lose. I'm like, you are not going to lose any money. No, I'm not. This isn't a salary. We're going to split the profit. And he's like, okay. And so we worked together for 12 years. During that time, so I observed, I watched how they were designing their pools. And I mean, and this company does exquisite, beautiful work. I said, look, guys, a lot of things are looking the same. Number one. Number two. I mean, and let's just be very clear. Let's just be very, very candid. Again, I think you're leaving a lot of money out on the table. This should be kind of like when you're selling a home. I mean, everybody knows the game, right? You have a home builder. They'll include a kitchen. They'll include flooring, but it's not going to be the prettiest. So they give you options to upgrade. I'm like, so you have a base contract with your clients. So why don't I help them on the selections? And I mean, again, whatever I can sell, we split the profit. Sometimes he doesn't hear me, so I have to repeat it, like 2 or 3 times. And he's like, okay, I think that would be great. And I did this for years, I think 12 years. And so to your point of, I don't know, trying to make things happen, getting things done. I'm always, for me, I'm always looking for an opportunity, because there will be holes in people's businesses, I believe, where you could be earning additional streams of income. It's just you're overloaded, or you really don't want to deal with it. And I will always raise my hand and say, let me do it. Let me do it. I will make you money. But that's my mindset. I mean, ultimately I used to include the owners a lot with all the pool stuff and everything. And after a while, it was just like, just guys, I love you. Just go sit down over there and just let me do it. And I'll bring you the check, and everything will it will go much more smoothly. Just let me do it. I'll stop driving you crazy. You'll stop driving me crazy. And we can all deposit a check. Yay. Right.
I love that check. We love it. It's a great story.
That's just the way that I'm wired. I don't know. I probably need a lot of therapy, but at the end of the day, I mean, I'm really wired. I'm really very driven, and
that's a good thing. It's very good. Yeah.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Yeah, give it to me, Roland.
Yeah, please. I'm really because the point is, when the point where you started from divorced, I wouldn't say broken, but divorced, and the success you have now, it's not only that you grow up a business, it's also that you grow up your personality, your personal development. So
yes.
when you go, I always want to go back to the beginning, because I'm always eager how people start, because that's what the audience want to know. It's always the start. Have you ever, maybe it sounds a bit weird, my question, but have you ever been worried or scared that you say, oh, I could be too successful, it could be grow too fast, too large?
Oh, scared of being too successful? Okay, no. I will keep going. See, the problem with a lot of people, I believe, is that like in my world, you're only as good as your last sale. Okay. So, like, so we got room to go, people.
We got work to do.
We do. What? You're going to go on vacation? No.
Take vacation.
Take your laptop with you. Are you out of your mind? Relax. Have you lost your mind? I mean, my mom last night said, why don't you just sit down for a minute? And I'm like, I got stuff to do. Are you kidding me? No, I can't. I don't have time. But okay, so no, I'm never afraid of being too successful. I mean,
what does success look like for you, Cathy? Is it about the money?
Yeah, it's always about the money. It is because to be perfectly candid, if you've been where I've been, if you're staring down the barrel of almost being homeless, I mean, for a lot of people, I'm sure whoever's listening, they're going, oh my God, she's so shallow. No, I'm not. It's just, I want a roof over my head, and I want to be able to pay my bills. And it's not, I don't want the lifestyle of the rich and famous. I just want to be able to live and just live comfortably. I don't need like this 10,000 square foot mansion. I mean, at the end of the day, I think I live relatively modest. I just want to have money in the bank so that when the other shoe does drop, because life happens, right? I just don't want to be in a scramble. And also, I mean, I'm getting closer and closer to retirement, and I have to plan for those things, and it's just not that far away. So I don't want to be left holding the bag. But
is that really going to happen, Cathy? I have to interrupt you. Are you really going to be retiring?
Well, I think I would probably lose my mind, but I mean, when you're in a relationship, you kind of have to dovetail with the other person and, kind of ebb and flow. Mm-hmm. And so I know that at some point he's going to want to retire. So I've got to position myself so that I can make it work somehow. I mean, right. Thank goodness the laptop's getting smaller and smaller and thinner,
That's a great point. We are going to take a break and hear from some of our sponsors. And when we come back, we have a special announcement we're going to be making. So do stay with us, and we'll see you shortly right here on the Business Talk Show, episode 90. Located at 121 Haddon Avenue in Westmont, New Jersey, is Margie Cedrone, artisan jeweler. Margie's been in business for more than 30 years. She works with her clients to create custom pieces of jewelry to reflect their personality and help them make their own bold statement. Starting in the renowned Jewelers Row in Center City, Philadelphia in 1988, Margie works directly with her clients to develop one-of-a-kind pieces such as necklaces, engagement rings, wedding bands, unique watches and tennis bracelets, as well as a myriad of rings and earrings for everyone in your family. She also has worked directly with Dr. JACALYN over the years, creating unique pieces of jewelry to reflect her personality. She does pearl stringing and repairs on site at 121 Haddon Avenue. Call or text Margie at 215-384-7155. Margie Cedrone Jewelry is open by appointment only. Make your own bold statement.
An audience and really being able to identify, okay, I see where you're having trouble, let's work on fixing it. How do you help them? How do you provide value? My goal is to give them those tools to be able to go out and tackle that fear. Anywhere there's coffee is where I'll be. So I bring candy a lot to my speaking engagements. Like, of course that makes sense. I'm a little unconventional.
Ashley was very knowledgeable.
Very entertaining.
I learned a few new things, and to me that's the key.
What do you want them to say? How do you want to be perceived? You're going to get the most direct, tactical tips and practical takeaways when it comes to networking. These two here are super important. You'll remember once the conversation starts.
I love the tips that she gave out. I hate networking with a passion, so I feel like I can get through a meeting or event and not feel so uncomfortable.
When you're going to a presentation, you want to be educated. You also want to be entertained.
She was really fun and really personable, and everything she was saying was just very relatable.
She's got a lot of great ideas.
That will make you stand out so fast.
She comes across as someone that likes what they do and just doesn't try to sell you something.
Activity breeds results. If you're not doing anything, you're not going anywhere.
Just made me want to start networking, which I never thought I'd say before.
A networking strategy that works for you.
Hello, everyone. I just love that music. Welcome back to USA Global TV and Radio. I'm Dr. JACALYN KERBECK, and our show today is the Business Talk Show. Mr. Al CINI has the day off and should be rejoining us in a couple of weeks. We wish you well, Al. Joining me as co-host today is Mr. Roland FRIEDL. Hello, welcome. And our special guest, hello, Cathy Fulton. Hi.
Hey.
Hi, Cathy.
Well, we are on the business show, and I just wanted to share a special announcement. It's interesting, Cathy, what you were just talking about, and Roland, I've spoken to you about this before. Sometimes it takes incredible persistence and perseverance to overcome the obstacles that are put in our way. And we have something really amazing planned to celebrate, and then it doesn't quite go right the way you want it to go. So big day today, book launch, have facial eczema, face is a mess, don't really want to be seen on camera. The paperback doesn't get released when it's supposed to be released, and just wasn't working out the way I wanted it to work out today. And lo and behold, my friends, lo and behold, we have some news. The book Adversity to Awesome is the #1 new release.
Awesome. There you go. There you go.
So excited. My heart is literally racing right now. So
congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you to each and every one of you who purchased a copy of the ebook. The paperback should be released later today, but we made it.
You are unstoppable. I love it.
Oh, well, I have to say a lot of it's from the guidance and direction of my book coach, Red O'Loughlin, because he does a whole talking head series on how to publish your book for free, which this book was not free. That's another story. But how to become a #1 best-selling author. And the process actually works because it worked for my first book and my second book. So I'll just quickly put a little slide up. There's the first book, and we just redid the cover because when I did the first book last year in June, I didn't have the register for Dr. JACALYN. It was still trademarked, and I didn't have #1 best-selling author on it because you can't be the best-selling author when you just published the book. It takes a few hours or days or whatever. So thank you for letting me share that with you.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. And Roland is in the book and shares his story. I'm excited. So that actually concludes our show for today because we have our book launch show coming up right after this. So Cathy, people are going to reach out to you. You do incredible work. We didn't even get to the website today. We're having such a great conversation. So you'll have to come back again on the business show and share more. But people can see Cathy's work tomorrow and every Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern time, which is 4 p.m. British Summer Time and 5 p.m. Central European Time. Cathy, how can people reach out to you and what's the best way?
Well, I love it when people call. So I'm one of those that I actually answer the phone. So here's my phone number. Jot it down, 703-895-3798. Or if you would prefer to email me, feel free. It's Cathy with a C, Cathy Fulton, Fulton 1965 @gmail.com. Would love to hear from you.
Fabulous. Thank you, Cathy, very much.
No, thank you.
I'll look forward to seeing you on A Woman's Prerogative after the show. Fantastic.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you. Thanks for sharing all of your expertise and knowledge with us.
My
Bye
pleasure.
for now.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Roland, thank you so much for being here today. And it's great to be able to share this stage, if you will, screen with you. And I love working with you. And I'm so excited about the book launch and the fact that you have a chapter in there as well. So I'll be looking forward to seeing you right after this on the book show launch.
Yeah, thank you so much. I feel honored and pleasure to be on the show and the book. And you know, I like this connecting to people. And Cathy, you know, she's an amazing role model for all women out there. Just, you know, no excuses. Make a decision. Get your ass out of this chair and do it. Yeah, it's all about it. It's all about it.
I love working with Cathy because just like I said, it's just like with you, things happen. Other people talk about things happen. She comes to me with idea after idea after idea. And I just love it because she thinks of things that I haven't even thought of. So do you. And that's what it takes. It's attractive. That's sexy. You know, it's inspirational to be around people who are creative and they get things done and done at the highest level. So kudos to Cathy and kudos to you as well.
Yeah, I always say, you know, success is about performance plus paying the price, meaning you do it because you have to do it. It has to be done now and not because you have time or there's nothing on TV. You do it. And I'm building up relationship. It's all about it, you know, paying the price and do it. And I always say, there's not much to say, but much to do.
Yes, there is. Well, we have something to do right now, which is sign off and go over to the other studio for the next show. So Roland and I are saying goodbye, and we look forward to seeing you right after this for the Adversity to Awesome live book launch show. That's a mouthful, but we've got it. Okay.
Very excited about it. Very excited about it.
Too.
See you soon.
See you soon. Bye, everyone.
Bye.